What's going on, YouTube? Today I bring you my post-Sam Darnold trade NFL 2021 mock draft. I know it's a little late, but better late than never. So, yeah, we're going to be going over my new mock draft for today, and yeah, let's get into it. Starting off at number 1, it's Trevor Lawrence. There's no variety of pick here. It is Trevor Lawrence. He's great at everything. He has, literally the perfect ideal size for a quarterback. Don't let anyone tell you different. The pick here is Trevor Lawrence. Then number 2, the pick is also remaining the same. Zach Wilson, for me, is just the easy pick here. He's easily the second best quarterback in the class, just based off of this year alone. The dude has incredible arm talent as well as great mobility. I mean, he's basically just a stronger arm Deshaun Watson. I'm really excited to see what he does, and especially after trading away Sam Darnold, we can confirm this pick as a quarterback, and I will put all my money that this pick is Zach Wilson. Then moving on to the third one, this is where a bit of controversy maybe comes in, but the pick to me is Justin Fields, and I just don't understand how anyone's saying any different. I mean, and not only does people talk about how Trey Lance and Mac Jones are a great fit in Shanahan's offense, for some reason people decide to leave out the fact that, yeah, sure, they're great fits, but Justin Fields is an even better fit. He is perfect for a Shanahan offense. I think this is the perfect guy to sit behind Jimmy G for a year, and I can see maybe Trey Lance going here. I can see the argument for it, but Justin Fields is easily the third best quarterback in the class, and it's just such a perfect fit. I just don't see any other way. I don't feel like you trade your future for a boomer bust project, and you don't trade your future for a one-year wonder surrounded by a bunch of talent. Now, I think Mac Jones is going to do good, but I don't think he has the near as big a ceiling as Justin Fields. The pick for the 49ers is Justin Fields, and don't let anyone tell you different. It's not Mac Jones. It's such a stupid little – I don't even know what the word is. It's not Mac Jones. People got to stop saying it because it's not. Then at number 4, we have our first trade. The Falcons can easily stick here and, take the best player available, which definitely makes sense. But, with Trey Lance being right there at 4, and there being some very QB-needed teams coming up, and a bunch of teams that are going to want this, whatever one it is between Mac Jones and Trey Lance, I think the Patriots are going to jump up here, and they're going to send a good amount of capital towards the Falcons' way, and that's what the Falcons want. They want some draft capital to help build up this team right now. Whereas the Patriots, they're really just a quarterback away. And if they can get their guy, I think they're going to go for it. And at this point, I think the Patriots would really like Trey Lance. I'm not the biggest fan of Trey Lance. I can at least admit that there are strengths to his game. He is very mobile. He is a good running quarterback. He does have a very good arm. And, my problem with him is that he is so boomer bust. And I don't know if he's going to hit that boom. However, I do believe if anywhere is going to get him to hit that boom, it's going to be the Patriots with Bill Belichick. Sitting him behind Cam Newton for a year, I think would be perfect. He gets to learn the system for a year. I just think this is a pick that's a great choice for the Patriots. And I know a lot of people don't like 4 quarterbacks in the first 4 picks, but that's just where I feel it's going. And I have the Patriots hopping up here to take Trey Lance. Then the number 5 pick, this is very easy. If Penei Sewell is there, the Bengals are going to take Penei Sewell. I get it that Joe Burrow's campaigning for Jamar Chase, and heck, they could even surprise us and go with Jalen Waddle, and Kyle Pitts is definitely not out of the conversation here. But when I say Penei Sewell can be the best offensive lineman of all time, I mean it. This guy can be better than Anthony Munoz, and if you're a Bengals fan, you know who that guy is. And if I'm telling you he can easily be better than him, why wouldn't you want that on your team? Burrow needs protection. He already has a pretty good receiving unit. The Bengals did just pick up Thaddeus Moss, who I have as one of my breakout prospects next year. I think this is the sensible and easy pick for the Bengals. You get one of the best offensive lineman prospects we've ever seen, and it just makes sense. Then number 6, the Dolphins. This is kind of tough for me because there's really 3 picks I see here. It's Kyle Pitts, Penei Sewell if he's here, or Jamar Chase. And I mean, maybe Jalen Waddle, but I don't really see that happening. The pick for me is Kyle Pitts. This dude being picked at number 6 is already a fall because realistically, this dude is such an amazing talent. He could go as early as number 2 if the Jets kept Sam Darnold. This guy is maybe like the best prospect I've ever scouted. And there's Trevor Lawrence in this draft. Keep that in mind. Kyle Pitts is like, he has the potential to be the best tight end ever. I mean, he could easily be better than Gronk, Tony Gonzalez, Shannon Sharp. Like, you are talking best all time with this guy because he has everything. Like, he has the size, he has the blocking, he has the catching, the play after the catch ability. I mean, the dude can even make those jump ball catches. Like, this guy is literally everything. And I know that the Dolphins might want more of a receiver, even if this guy can play receiver. I mean, he's Mike Gesicki, but like 10 times better. This guy's going to be phenomenal. And for the Dolphins to get him at 6 is such a steal. So that's the pick here for the Dolphins. Then at number 7, the Lions take the best receiver in this draft, in my opinion, in Ja'Marr Chase. Now, this pick could surprise, some people. Like, this could be Jalen Waddle here. I mean, this could be Rashawn Slater. This could be Patrick Surtain. The Lions are actually a pretty sneaky pick. They could go somewhere that not a lot of people are expecting. But I do think Ja'Marr Chase is the pick, especially, maybe if they retained Kenny Golladay, I'd be more, open to like Rashawn Slater, Patrick Surtain. But especially after losing not only Kenny Golladay, but Marvin Jones as well, they need some receiving help pretty badly. And Ja'Marr Chase is easily the best receiver in this class. This guy tested amazingly well at his pro day and in his measurements. He's not Kyle Pitts good, but he is a dang good receiver, and he's easily the number 1 in this class for me. So Ja'Marr Chase here, the Lions. Then at number 8, the Panthers, going with Rashawn Slater. Another sneaky team because, like, in all reality, they could very well still take a quarterback, even after trading for Sam Darnold, which is pretty crazy. But if one falls to them, like Justin Fields or Trey Lance, they very well could. Now, they don't in this case. So for me, the pick for the Panthers is really Rashawn Slater or Patrick Surtain at this spot. And I went with Rashawn Slater. There's that no talking. I went with Rashawn Slater. I'm not the biggest fan of him. You see, I have him as my offensive tackle number 5. I mean, I get it. There's a lot of stuff to like to his game. I just think there are much better tackles to take. Now, the one thing you can't deny is that this dude is pretty consistent and he's also pretty versatile. And, he actually had much longer arms than people first thought. So, a big reason I was down on him at first was because I thought, they're going to have to switch him to guard, but we've never seen him at guard. He can play tackle just fine. And I'm starting to come around a bit more on him. I still have tackles I like better, but I get the pick here for the Panthers, who need offensive line help pretty badly for Sam Darnold. Then at 9, we have another trade. So the Falcons traded back to 15. And, they need corner help, like, really badly. Maybe just gave the pick away. But, yeah, as you see here, the Broncos get some nice draft capital in return for trading down. And the Falcons still have a good amount of capital even after this move. But they jump up here to take, I mean, in my opinion, easily the best corner in the class, and Patrick Surtain. This dude is one of the best man corners like I've ever seen coming out of college. So that's scary in its own right, but he's not just a man corner. He's an extremely good talent, and I think he would fit amazing in that Atlanta defense, and they need some corner help really badly. Him and AJ Terrell would make a great duo. And the Broncos trade back here, gain some draft capital. As I have my eye on one prospect for the Broncos, and I think they can get them there at 15. So Falcons trade back up here. They still gained draft capital technically through these 2 moves, but get the best corner in the class, in my opinion. Then at 10, the Cowboys have no problem taking J.C. Horn here after missing out on Surtain. You would have liked Surtain with the Trevon Diggs duo. However, J.C. Horn is still an amazing corner. This dude is physical as crap. I don't want to cuss. This dude's very physical, and he's just such a good corner that realistically he could be the number 1 corner for people in this class, and I wouldn't disagree. I do think Surtain is better, but I don't think the Cowboys are going to have any trouble taking this guy if he's their top corner on their board. So I like this pick here for the Cowboys. Then at number 11, the Giants. I know Rashawn Slater is a pretty popular pick here. However, he went at 8. And really the only pick I truly saw here was Kwity Paye. To me right now, he's the number 1 edge in the class, if you're excluding Micah Parsons as an edge player. I think he'd play great across from Williams. That'd be an amazing duo to put back there. They could really use a guy across from Williams as well. And yeah, he's really consistent with his pressure. I really like Kwity Paye, and I think to the Giants is a really good pick for them. Then at 12, the Eagles traded back to 12 with the Dolphins, and they pick up a really good receiver here, Jalen Waddle. Deshaun Jackson replacement pretty much, because this guy is so fast. But he can also be their number one receiver pretty easily. He is not just a speed threat, which is what's so great about him. Yeah, I really like him. I think him on the Eagles makes a lot of sense, so I really like him here to the Eagles. 13, the Chargers. This has been the same pick for a while, and it's going to remain the same pick. Christian Darrisaw just makes too much sense for the Chargers to pass up here. Unless they can somehow trade up and get their hands on Penei Sewell, the pick for me has to be Christian Darrisaw. One of the higher floors in this draft class. Another guy that can really be an all-pro tackle by his second or third year. He is extremely good, has great power to his game. A little quick to let go of blocks sometimes, but he makes up for that just with the extreme power and agility for his size. So he's a very good tackle, and I really like Christian Darrisaw to the Chargers. Then at 14, we have another trade. With the Broncos being right there at 15 and very likely could take a quarterback, there's a few teams here that are going to get a little nervous. And I think Washington's going to take that bet and trade up. They really don't lose a ton of draft capital. The Vikings gain a bit here to move down a few spots and get a guy later. But Washington pops up here to take Mac Jones. I know people might not like this move. I know people don't like Mac Jones period, but I just, I know his pro day was not the best, obviously, and that's what's going to keep him out of the top 10 for sure for me. But I still do think I really do like what this guy brings to the table. I don't imagine he'd be the number one guy going into Washington. That'd still be Ryan Fitzpatrick. But, I think you can have him under Fitzpatrick for a year and then bring him in year two. I think possibly bring him in year two, he might be better than Fitzpatrick. The one thing you cannot deny about this guy is that he does read the field extremely well, and his processing is pretty much the best you're going to get out of a rookie. I still really like him. I would take him over Trey Lance personally, and I think he can be a nice fit here with Washington, and I just think it's a good pick for them. They need a quarterback in the future. Then the Broncos do get the guy they were eyeing earlier at 15, and Micah Parsons. I just think this is such a good fit for the Broncos defense. Micah Parsons is a linebacker, first off, which fills a need for them. But let's say Von Miller leaves after this year. Well, Micah Parsons can translate to edge so easily. Like I just said earlier, he might be the best edge player in this class. So, once you lose Miller, then you have his replacement right away. Plus, again, this guy can still play linebacker even if he's playing edge. So I really like him. I really like the physicality. He's a linebacker number one to me in this class, and I think he's a great fit on the Broncos defense. And they trade down, so this would be a great pick for the Broncos. Then at 16, the Cardinals. Now, this pick has been a corner for a while, and that's because most of the time it was J.C. Horn. However, here at 16, with Surtain and Horn off the board, I don't feel like there's any other corners that really should be going as high as 16. I really think Farley's probably going to be dropping to the second round because of his injury concerns, unless a team is really, really in love with him. I don't see the Cardinals being that in love with him. And I don't think they should be mad at this pick, though, because Devontae Smith, I think would be an amazing fit in this offense. He's exactly the type of receiver that they need and don't have. An amazing slot receiver for them, great bubble screen guy. He's a great fit with Kyler Murray. So I really like this here for the Cardinals. If they don't get a corner, Devontae Smith is not a bad pick at all. And him, AJ Green, Larry Fitzgerald, if he stays for one more year, and DeAndre Hopkins, that's a really good receiving core. Then at number 17, the Raiders. This pick has been the same for me for a while too. After gutting their offensive line for absolutely no reason, Elijah Vera-Tucker is the pick to me. He's also so versatile that he can play center if they really wanted him to, but guard or tackle. So that's what's great about him. But I think I like him better at guard, and they can put him there since they need a right guard right now. I really like Elijah Vera-Tucker here to the Raiders. I think it makes sense. So that is the pick. Then at 18, the Dolphins get a steal of a player in Jalen Phillips, who, as I list here, I fully believe, and you can hold me to this, I think this guy would be a top 3 pick if not for his health concerns. Because if you just look at the way that Jalen Phillips plays, there is not a single thing that you can nab him about. He has amazing run defense. He has consistent pressure. He has an arsenal of pass rush moves to use on you. He's a dominant pass rusher. He can finesse you. Like, there is literally nothing to dislike about Jalen Phillips other than his health. And the great thing about that is that he didn't even deal with any health issues last year at Miami. I think that this guy could very easily come in and be a day one impact player. He could win Defensive Player of the Year pretty easily, or Defensive Rookie of the Year, not Defensive Player, but Defensive Rookie. And this guy could be a force for years to come if he stays healthy, and that's what's going to scare some teams away. But I think the Dolphins would take a bet on this guy, and I really, really like Jalen Phillips. He's an amazing talent, so I like him here to the Dolphins. Then at 19, the Vikings. This is kind of one of those picks that I just feel, because it's such a good fit. Jason Owe to the Vikings just seems like a really good fit, as well as a pick for me. Now, he's my edge number 7. There are definitely edge rushers I like better, but when it comes to fit, like, there's not much more perfect fits than a guy like Owe with the Vikings. Him across from Hunter would just be amazing. I mean, again, like I said, like, there's not a much perfect fit better than that. So, Jason Owe is a guy that I feel like he's going to go in the first round just based off of his athleticism alone. Look at his pro day numbers. I mean, just wow. This guy's not getting out of the first round, I can guarantee it, just because of how athletic he is. I think the Vikings would definitely hop on this. Corner was strong consideration here as well, but I did go with Jason Owe overall. Then at 20, the Bears take Liam Eichenberg, who, like, after looking at it again, I don't know why there's not more hype on this guy. I mean, truly, another player that there's just nothing to pick on his game about. And this time, there's not even health concerns. It's just pure an underrated player. Look at the way this guy plays. He is very consistent. He's very powerful, but agile as well. I mean, great size. This guy needs to be getting a lot more recognition than he deserves. Or he deserves a lot more recognition. I mean, this guy's going to go pretty early, maybe earlier than people think, because he really is just that good of a tackle. Then at 21, we have the Colts. And this pick's also been the same for me for a while. While I have tackles that I definitely like better, Tevin Jenkins just kind of feels like a Colt to me. I think he'd slot in pretty nicely at left tackle there. The strengths to him is obviously his power as well as his size. He is a powerful, big guy. There's no denying that. That's where my issue comes in with him, though, is because he is so big and powerful, but because of that, he's pretty slow. He looks very sluggish while moving on the field, which I personally don't like. On the Colts, I don't know it'd be that big of a deal because they have such a good O-line. But, there's things I like about him, obviously. I just think the sluggishness is a bit of concern. Otherwise, I really like this pick here for the Colts. Then at 22, the Titans take Rashad Bateman. I think this is a really good fit for the Titans, first off. But I feel like receiver is actually a very likely pick for them now. Now, corner makes sense as well. Tackle does. But I mean, they lost Adam Humphries and Corey Davis and then replaced them with Josh Reynolds. They could use a guy like Rashad Bateman. I really like him. He is super, super athletic. Go check out his pro day numbers as well if you don't believe me. I think he'd be a really nice fit on the Titans offense. So, yeah, I like him here at the Titans. Then at 23, the Jets taking Azeez Ojulari. Another one of those picks that, like, I just love the fit here. Although I think Ojulari might work out better as like a 3-4 outside linebacker, he could play defensive end 4-3 just as good, I think. I think the Jets is an amazing fit for him. I kind of keep saying that this guy is Von Miller 2.0, so that'd be great for the Jets to get, obviously. Put him across from Carl Lawson. Yeah, I really like Azeez Ojulari. He might excel better in a 3-4 outside linebacker scheme, but I think he could work just as well here. Then at 24, we have the Steelers taking Samuel Cosmi, who falls this time. And, I've been putting Jalen Mayfield here for a while, but I don't think he's going to get into the first round at this point. I do really like Samuel Cosmi here to the Steelers. Very, very big guy. And, that's going to be great for them. They could use tackles like bad because they lost Villanueva. And Okorafor was not the best at times last year. So I do really like Samuel Cosmi here. I think he's a really good fit for the Steelers. And they need to fix their O-line like bad. Then at 25, a pick that I'm really, really starting to like is Christian Barmore to the Jaguars. If you actually look at the stats, there's not been a more consistent pass rusher in football the last 2 years than Christian Barmore. This guy realistically could go a lot higher. He could go as high as like 14 to the Vikings, honestly, if they like him that much. And he's a really solid dude. They need kind of that big interior presence that they lack, and this is a great pick here for the Jaguars. And at 26, the Browns take Joseph Asai. I really like Joseph Asai for a couple reasons. Now, he's edge number 5, but that mainly comes from the fact that he's just a bit raw in a lot of aspects. But that's the good thing, is because he's shown some really, really good things for being as raw as he is. He can play hand in the dirt or standing up, so he's so versatile. He can play literally defensive end in both 3-4 and 4-3, as well as outside linebacker. But also, the thing about this guy is that he has so much potential, because the way that he's played for being how raw he is, there's a lot of potential on this guy. I think the Browns fill out really their last hole on the team with this pick. And yeah, I think Joseph Asai is a really nice pick here to the Browns. Then 27, the Ravens. I'm starting to buy into the fact that I do think Trevon Merrick is going to go some point in the first round. I don't think he should. I don't think he's good enough, because he's great in coverage. There's no doubting that. But if you look beyond the coverage, he is not a good run defender, at all. And his tackling is pretty piss poor at times, honestly, which kind of scares me. I still have him as my number 1 safety, but I'm kind of tempted to put maybe Richie Grant over him instead. But, safety is a big hole for the Ravens. There are other places they can go as well, but I do like Trevon Merrick here to the Ravens. It is a good fit. And plus, he kind of looks like a Raven already, doesn't he? With that outfit, which they do have really nice outfits, by the way. So Trevon Merrick here to the Ravens. Then at 28, the Saints. Wow. The Saints take Greg Newsome, who they need corner help bad. I gave them linebacker a lot before, but they need corner help so bad. They lost Janoris Jenkins, and now that it looks like Marshawn Lattimore's out of a job, they could really use a corner. And I like Greg Newsome. I think they'll take him over Caleb Farley just because I think it's a really good scheme fit. I really like Greg Newsome here in the Saints defense. So all around, I find it a really nice pick here for the Saints. Now you may be wondering, where the heck is JOK? Well, his fall stops here at 29 to the Packers. I get it. 29 probably seems really low for JOK, and it is. I mean, he fell in this draft class. I just think teams have bigger needs and better players to take. But the Packers get an amazing player here at 29 who can play linebacker and safety, slot corner if they really want. So that's where he really comes in as a strength, is his versatility. I think the Packers could really not only use, but would love that on their defense. I think he'd be really nice, and I like him here. I don't know why I put linebacker 2. He'd be the linebacker number 1. And again, can even play safety or slot corner, so I think it's a really good pick here for the Packers. It's a big steal, maybe the steal of the draft. And then another linebacker kind of fell here, but his fall stops to Jamin Davis. I don't really get the hype behind this guy. I get it. He's athletic. He is super athletic, especially for his size. I mean, okay, I get why people have him in the first round because, yes, he is very freaky athletic for his size. Beyond that, he's not the best tackler in the world. He's not the best in pass coverage at all. He's not a good pass coverage. But I do think he will go somewhere in the first round. He'll probably be the linebacker 3 on most people's boards. Could even be the linebacker 2. So in this case, most likely Zaven Collins and Nick Bolton fall to the second round, which is pretty crazy. But people are really in love with this guy right now, and he'd be pretty nice at that linebacker number 3 spot for the Bills that they're kind of lacking. So then at 31, the Chiefs take one of my favorite players in the draft, in Spencer Brown. This was kind of one of my draft crushes for a while, but he, out of the RAS score, RAS, he tested 10 out of 10. He is literally the most athletic offensive lineman in the draft ever. Since 1987, no offensive lineman has ever had a 10 out of 10 RAS score, and this guy did. And then what's even scarier is the fact that he's so athletic. Look at his height and weight. This dude is big, he's heavy, he's tall, but also the most athletic lineman in the draft, and it's not even close. One of the most athletic people in the draft. The Chiefs need a tackle, and wow, this guy is just such an amazing fit. Spencer Brown is going to be a special tackle. I've been believing it because I like I said, I had him as a draft crush for a while, but wow, I mean, I really like Spencer Brown. And then with the last pick, the Buccaneers taking Najee Harris. There are a few other places they can go here. Gregory Rousseau does definitely make sense, and I would get that pick, but I feel like he's going to fall to the second round. Najee Harris makes a lot of sense for me. He's easily the number one running back to me. He's like Derrick Henry, but maybe not as good as Derrick Henry. Still would be a very good running back. They have Fournette for one more year, but I don't imagine him staying around much longer after that, and Harris would be a great replacement. Beyond Fournette, they have a few guys, but like not really that power back, and Najee Harris would be that easily. So I really like Najee Harris to the Buccaneers. But that is my official 2021 NFL mock draft post Sam Darnold trade. Let me know what you guys thought down below in the description. I have a link to Discord if you want to talk football. Also my Twitter. Well, you see my Twitter right there. You've seen it all video. But yeah, if you did like the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment if you feel so inclined, and hit on the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see all you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.